Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Inain's Forensic Classroom. I hope you all are doing well. So, as you know, we are moving forward in our crime scene management series, and today's topic is a very important one. In fact, is something that looks very simple from the outside, but it's extremely technical from the inside. So today we are talking about crime scene security and protection along with the health and safety of the forensic personnel. Now, whenever people hear crime scene security, they imagine just the yellow tape around an area. And when they hear about the safety, they think, okay, just wear gloves. But trust me, it is much deeper than that. If security fails, evidence becomes weak in court, and if safety fails, the investigator may end up infected, injured, or hospitalized. So let's understand this properly. So once the first responding officer has arrived, they have handled medical emergencies and controlled the situation. The next step is to secure the crime scene scientifically. And in forensic science, we don't just randomly put tape and call it secure. We build layers of protection. So usually we establish two perimeters. Okay, the first one is called the inner perimeter, which is also called as the hot zone. So this is the actual core of the crime scene. This is where the body may be lying, where the weapon is found, and where the bloodstains are present. So this area is extremely sensitive. Only essential forensic professionals are allowed inside. For example, the photographer, the evidence collector, or the fingerprint expert, and the investigating officer. That's it. Even senior officers who are not directly involved should not enter casually. Then we create the outer perimeter. This is also called as the buffer zone. Now, this area keeps the media, public, and unnecessary police staff at a safe distance. So it also becomes the space where equipment is placed, where the forensic van is parked, and where team briefing happens. Now, in India, so where crowd gatherings is very common. So the outer perimeter becomes absolutely critical. Without it, contamination is almost guaranteed. Now, I'll tell you one golden rule, which is there should always be one entry and one exit. Now, you might ask why. So there should only be one single control point where people enter and leave the crime scene, because if people start entering from different directions, you will lose control of the crime scene. You cannot track who came in, who touched what, or how they and where they walked. So at that entry point, there must be a crime scene entry log. So every single person who enters must write their name, designation, time of entry, time of exit, and reason for entering. In court, this document becomes very powerful. If your name is not on that log officially, you were never inside that scene. So security is not just keeping people outside. It is about preventing contamination. So there are two types of contamination you should clearly understand. One is direct contamination, which is when you physically touch the evidence. For example, when you touch the blood stain or any evidence without gloves. Then we have cross contamination, which is even more dangerous. For example, you walk through a blood stain in the kitchen, and then you walk into the bedroom carrying that blood on your shoes. So that is cross contamination that can completely confuse the reconstruction of events. Now, to prevent this, the forensic team use something called as common approach path. So the that means that the team decides on a specific walking path inside the scene, usually one that appears free from the visible evidence, and everyone sticks to that path. So we do not roam around randomly. Every step is controlled. Now, let's talk about protecting the scene from external threats. So one is the weather. Weather is a huge factor. Rain can wash away blood, wind can blow away hair and fibers, sunlight can degrade DNA. If the scene is outdoors, investigators can use tents or tarpaulin sheets, or even some temporary covers. So sometimes immediate photography is also done before the environmental damage occurs. Then animals are another issue. There are stray dogs, birds, rodents. They can disturb evidence, especially in the outdoor scenes. So that's why crime scene guarding is so important. Then you also have media and public pressure, which are also another challenge. Sometimes cameras try to get too close, the sensitive details can leak, witnesses can be influenced. So that's why strict outer perimeter is control is very necessary. Now let's shift to something which is equally important, the health and safety of the forensic team. So crime scenes are not clean laboratory environments. They can be biologically and chemically dangerous. So blood may carry pathogens like HIV or hepatitis. The drugs may contain toxic fumes. Fire scenes may have unstable structures. There may be broken glass, sharp metal, exposed wirings. All of these are real risk at the crime scene. So that is why personal protective equipment, PPE, is very mandatory. Gloves are also basic, and officers in usually do double gloves. If the outer gloves get contaminated, they remove it and still have a clean inner gloves. Then the masks like N95 are not just for smell, they prevent inhalation of dried blood particles and chemical vapors. They also prevent your own saliva from contaminating evidence when speaking. Then we have Tyvek coveralls, which is basically those white suits that you might have seen. So that prevents your hair and skin cells from falling into the scene and also protect your clothes from contamination. So shoe covers are also very important because they prevent you from bringing outside dirt into the scene and from carrying evidence outside. So before beginning the work, the safety sweep should be done. Look for the chemical hazards, structural instability, and biological risk. So never assume a scene is safe. And there are some golden rules of conduct. There should be no eating or drinking at the scene. You might accidentally ingest something toxic. No smoking, cigarette ashes can contaminate trace evidences, and smoke chemicals can also affect sensitive samples. No using of crime scene toilets or facilities, they are part of evidence. Maintain discipline, limit your phone usage, and avoid unnecessary conversation inside the inner perimeter. Uh, because at the end of the day, crime scene security protects the integrity of the case, and health and safety protects you. You cannot serve justice if the evidence is contaminated, and you cannot serve justice if the investigators becomes the next patient. So I hope this helped you understand that crime scene security is not just tape, it's a structured scientific system, and safety is not just gloves, it's a protective strategy. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support truly motivates me to continue covering the entire crime scene management syllabus in the detailed way. Stay tuned for the next video. Until then, stay safe and stay curious. Bye bye.